live Q&A, and in today's live Q&A I'm going to be answering one of the most common questions that I get day to day, being someone who coaches people with e-commerce and with starting a successful online business, and that is, what should I start, Shopify or Amazon FBA? Which one is the best one for me? So as you can see here behind me, I am in Europe right now. I'm in Oslo, Norway, and I just recently got here probably about a week ago. I'm loving it so far. It's amazing. Great energy, great place. Great food as well. So yeah, but if you just joined here, I think, let me fix the gain on my mic. If you just joined, introduce yourself in the chat, like put where you're from. And yeah, basically feel free to ask me any questions. We're going to go for, I don't know, like an hour, 2 hours. I'm just going to go and pop up in the chat here. Okay. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to wait for some people to get in, but let me just fix the gain on the mic. There you go. Cool. All right, we got Ramin. Hey, Ramin, what's going on? How you doing? Benedict Allen. Hey guys. Can you hear me well? Because I'm using a new mic. I just bought it. Let me know if you can hear me well. If it's not like too loud, or I know it's kind of echoey. That's because I'm in a big room. I can't really do anything about that. But all right, Christian, Rajesh, Susan from South Carolina, Sajid from Calgary. I was just in Calgary. Calgary is a cool place. I like it. It's really close to the mountains too. Hadasa from Chicago, Benjamin, Alan from Denmark. All right. Okay, we got a party. We got a party going here. We got a lot of people. So yeah, but I'm fired up. I'm excited to be live here today. Yeah, I was in Stockholm in Sweden some time ago, and that's where I went first. I spent the whole summer in Canada, with like the corona restrictions and stuff. I couldn't really go anywhere else. But yeah, I went to Sweden, really enjoyed it. Met up with a few friends there in Stockholm, and then came over here to Norway. And so this is where I'm basically going to be staying until Christmas at least. So I've been here plenty of times before. I love it a lot. It's an amazing country. If you're watching this from Norway, you are so lucky to live in this incredible country, because like you guys do everything right. You guys have a very advanced society and everything works really well. But let's see. So if you want to get your question answered, just put it in the chat, and you can ask me anything about Amazon FBA, Shopify, e-commerce, online business. A little bit about myself. I started entrepreneurship. I'm 24 years old now. I started entrepreneurship 3 years ago. Like 4 years ago now, almost, I think. And basically, my goal was to figure out how to do this, like how to travel the world and make money while doing it. And so for me, I tried a bunch of things. There was a time where for a year I was basically just reading books about entrepreneurship. I was reading like back then, this was in 2016, 17. So the books at the time were like 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. The $100 startup, the lean startup. So it was all about like startups. That was the big thing back then. And so what I found was that back then, several years ago, there was no actual business I could start from my computer, or at least I didn't know of any. And so some time passed. I started to read more and more books. I read a few books, like this one book, The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. I have always been saying it since the beginning, because that's one of the books that changed my life, and it basically showed me that what I'm doing in my life, like working at the bank and going to school and getting in debt, wasn't really working to get me the life that I wanted to get me like this life where I'm able to travel and not only make money, but like be on my life purpose and truly enjoy my life. So that book showed me that, and that's how I got into e-commerce. I started my first Amazon FBA business in 2017, and then I had a few failures, which is normal. People kind of are afraid of failure, but it's like anything in life. Like, if you want to succeed, you're gonna have to go through some. Tests, But I've been talking about this a lot on my channel. I was so motivated to fix my life. It was not that it was bad. It's just that I was like in this like almost borderline depressed, like maybe not depressed, but there was nothing special. And I was like, I literally have one life, and I am going to just work a 9-to-5 job at Scotiabank, which is the bank that I worked at in Canada, And I'm just going to do that and climb up the corporate ladder when there are people out there that are living the lives of their dreams and they're making money online and they're doing it somehow. Like at the time I was seeing people on Instagram, they were traveling and going to all these amazing places. So I was like, okay, obviously this is something I want to do. Not only that, I wanted to help my parents out too, because my parents, I was actually born in Europe and my parents brought me to Canada when I was just 2 years old. And so it was really tough for them as immigrants, just like for any immigrants. If you go to a new country, it's very tough. If you're not an immigrant or your family isn't an immigrant family, you have no idea. You have no idea of the trials and tribulations that immigrants have to go through when they go to a new country. Not knowing the language, not having any money whatsoever. Nobody's going to hire you. Why would they hire an immigrant? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know the language, who's going to hire you? So that's what, basically that, and like all my childhood, I was seeing that for us, kind of like, even though I did have a great childhood, my parents obviously, like, they took care of me and everything was great. Like, I have a great family. But the biggest thing was the scarcity of money. And we were always stressed out about money. And even as a kid, you feel this stuff. So that's really what motivated me. And like, when I was working at my bank job, basically I did the calculation. I was like, okay, well, it's going to take me about 10 years to rise up to 6 figures per year, so 100K per year. And I realized that, okay, even if I'm making 100,000 per year, 120,000 per year, living in Toronto, which is where I lived and grew up, that money doesn't stretch very far. If you're from Canada, 100K per year doesn't stretch very far at all. Not in Toronto, not in Vancouver, maybe in Calgary, but not even then. It's not like people think that 6 figures is so much money when in reality, it's just barely paycheck to paycheck. It is. I know you might be thinking, oh, that was a paycheck. Until you get up to a certain income, your living expenses, they basically just are tied to your income. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's say a bank worker who, just the average bank worker, they have to go and they have to buy suits, right? Not one, not two, maybe like a few, right? Because they're not going to wear the same suit every day. Well, suits cost a lot of money and you have to uphold a certain lifestyle and a certain standard. So basically there's like this, your income is tied to your living expenses. So every time you get a raise, well, then your expenses kind of go up with that until a certain point. So I realized that, okay, well, if I start my own business, then, I'm going to be able to like make potentially millions of dollars per year. And that's exactly what I accomplished this several years ago. And my business is much bigger now, or shall I say business is. But basically, like, I realized, I should flip my mindset from this scarcity, paycheck to paycheck, 9 to 5, which isn't really working, to just figure it out, like become an entrepreneur, begin. All the information's out there. So that's what I did. And by the way, the biggest motivating factor for me to become an entrepreneur was I was sitting at my bank and obviously everyone was miserable. I was looking at my coworkers. They were getting bullied by their boss, which is pretty funny. I don't think that he works there anymore. And it was just kind of funny to see like all these people, some of them who were sitting beside me in their cubicles and they've worked there for like, I don't know, like 10, 15 years, making like 50K a year max, literally 50K, maybe like 55K a year, right? That's like 20 something dollars per hour, $30 an hour. Like that's literally like, you're not living any luxurious life with that, right? You're just waking up and selling your time for money. So I knew it was a broken system. And I also knew that I would never be able to help my parents with retirement, just the normal things that you would want to help your parents out with. So my only choice was to become an entrepreneur. I went all in, started an online business, and the rest is history. Started Amazon FBA, became successful at that, went from 0 to above 30K per month. This was in 2017. And then continued my e-commerce journey, started on YouTube. People asked me to make videos and release the program, basically that would like show step-by-step how to start a successful Amazon business, which I did in 2017 in November. That was called Amazon Freedom. It still exists now. It's called Econ Freedom. It's way better than it was before. We've got tens of thousands of students. We've got tons of successful students, and definitely the best program out there. But yeah, that's my journey. And then my YouTube kept growing. I kept sharing it. And then I fell in love with YouTube and with being able to literally change people's lives like that on a massive scale. And so that's what I'm doing today. And, I own Econ Freedom. We've got like 15 people in the company, a lot of e-commerce talent, including myself, $1 million sellers, Amazon and Shopify. who own brands, who are doing it. And we're coaching students, of course, as well with it. I actually had Scott and Josh, who those are the heads of Shopify and Amazon. They were on like a week or two ago, I think 2 weeks ago, on my channel. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And I basically have them on like every maybe second weekend or something like that. So next weekend I'll have one of them or both of them on, and we'll be able to answer your questions. But anyway, that was just a little bit of history about me. But if you've been watching me for a while, then obviously you know all of that. So let's get to some questions. Someone said 100K in Toronto is just enough to cover your ass. Exactly. Okay, got a lot of questions here. If Trump sends another stimulus, I'm buying your FBA course. Well, you know what? Like, if I were you, and if you're American, that's the thing. A lot of people are getting this stimulus money, and they're not doing anything productive with it, right? They're just kind of like, either they're just like locking it away, they're saving it, and that's really like the scarcity mindset and mentality. What I would do if I was kind of like trying to start an online business, I was broke right now, I would definitely take the money from the government, from whichever government you live in, and I would invest it 110% into an online program. And not just because I sell one, but because if you think about it, like, what else are you going to do? Like, what else are you going to do? You pay $500 or $1,000 and you get a potential, 5x, 10x, 100x return if you apply yourself, if you actually build the business, right? If you follow the course. Meanwhile, people have been going to universities for decades, coming out with a piece of paper and no job. So that's what I would do. Yes, I would definitely take the money if you're getting money from the government, and I would purchase whichever course that you want to purchase. The Amazon, Shopify, if you want to do e-commerce. I'm assuming that's what you want to do if you're here. Okay. Let's see. So, best niche to start in Q4. I get asked this all the time. There is no best niche. It's not, you have to, I think this is a fundamental change in mindset that you have to really kind of get through. It's not about the best niche or the best product. What do you expect me to do? You expect me to just like give you a product and you're going to become a millionaire with it? That's not how it works. If you have the skill, right? If you watch my videos, if you take Econ Freedom, if you join the Amazon or the Shopify program and you apply yourself, you will learn, not like you are not going to be given products, but you will learn how to find a product idea that will become a successful business for you. So that is the key. And I mean, you can become successful with any product. It's just that it's not about just like throwing up a product and making sales. It's really about, and especially in 2020, 2021, it's really about building a brand and something. And what that means, by the way, is selling products that are unique in some way, that are better than what's available on the market, like, being real entrepreneurs. So, what books are you reading right now? That's a great question. By the way, I'll answer the Shopify versus Amazon. I'll give you like a whole answer later on in this video, like in 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I'm just going to answer a few questions. I got some tea here. We got like a restaurant. I got a restaurant down here, and there's like some live music going on. Maybe you can hear it. Your environment is so important. I've been talking about this on my social media, on my Instagram. If you're not following me, follow me, Dan Bass, DANVAS on Instagram. Your environment is so important. The past few months, I felt a little bit like I was basically staying with my family, right? And that's the best thing to do during this whole Corona thing. But for me, it was such a shock because I was always traveling before. I was always going to new countries, and this whole year has just been a shock to our way of life. And so that's why it's so important to just control your surroundings, control your mind. At least if you can't like me, if you can't just go and fly somewhere, which most people can't do, you can if you do this, if you follow my advice, if you start an online business. But if you can't do that, at least control your thoughts, control your mind. And what I mean by that is read books. Like, if you're stuck in a bad situation, if you're stuck in a house where people aren't supporting you, or an apartment where people aren't supporting you, and you kind of can't get out, the absolute best thing to do by far is to read books, for sure. Just always read books. That's what I did in 2016, 17. I was always reading books. I was reading, I read The Secret, Think and Grow Rich, from the top of my head, Outwitting the Devil, so many. And I've been recommending these books ever since. And for me, that kind of put my mind on autopilot into this, okay, I'm going towards success. I'm going towards success, and there's a light at the end of the rainbow, at the end of the tunnel, rainbow tunnel. You know what I mean? So it really helped me. It really helped me a lot. Someone said Lipton, that's not tea. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's tea. Why don't you have cars like Rolls Royce? Haha. I do have vehicles. They're just kind of around the world in different places because I'm a traveler. I'm not I have mobility. I have freedom. So, exactly what I'm kind of talking about here. I do have cars, but they're in different countries basically, not Rolls Royces or Lamborghinis. I've never been a fan. I'm not at that stage in my life maybe to own a Rolls Royce. It wouldn't be practical for me. So, yeah. Okay, so Rich Dad Poor Dad. So someone said Rich Dad Poor Dad is really a great book. I got the recommendation from your video. Thanks a lot. Yeah, fantastic book. That's actually the first entrepreneurship book, that I read, and it opened my mind. But I was so skeptical. I'm like, you know what? This guy makes it sound so easy. And you might be thinking the same thing on this video. You're like, this guy makes it sound so easy. He's just selling his bullshit courses, right? And a lot of people think that. And the truth is that it's difficult to get past your wiring, right? It's difficult. It's a little bit hard to get past your limiting beliefs. I had a lot of limiting beliefs. Good thing that I got into this when I was at the time I was 21. So, your brain is still developing before 25, I think. I'm not like a psychologist, scientist or whatever, but before 25, your brain is still developing. So if you are under 25 right now, this is the time to program your mind with a success mindset, with the mindset of the top 1% of people. I can tell you I'm in the top 1% of people in terms of income, for sure. I think 0.1% of people in the world. If you make over $1 million per year, then you're in the top 0.1. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I would do, coming from the best advice, is if you're under 25, you need to get your ass moving. You need to start. You need to if this is what you want, if you want to start an online business, you know that you want to be an entrepreneur, don't screw around. Don't go to a 9-to-5 job. Maybe temporarily, yeah, it's fine. If you need income, and that's okay. No problem. If you just need income to be able to funnel that income into your business, then yeah, do it. But what I'm saying is be impatiently patient. Basically what that means is be patient for success, but also be impatient, because time waits for no one, time waits for no one. If I didn't get off my ass at 21, I would not be in a good place. I can tell you that. I would just be in the same, I would just be today. I would 4 years would have passed, and I would have, first of all, never been in this place. I would have never been here in Norway. Who knew that Corona was going to happen 3 years ago? No one knew that, right? So the fact that Corona came, and it was a shock for everybody. I mean, even for me, I already was successful long before Corona. But for me, when Corona started, it was holy crap. If I didn't become an entrepreneur, if I didn't start Amazon FBA, if I didn't start Shopify, if I didn't commit to a lifetime of entrepreneurship, who knows where I would have been. I would have been on government money. In Canada, we had CERB. It's the government sends you money every month. It sucks to be on CERB, that's what I would have been doing, because I would have just been laid off from my job, because I would have only been there for 2 years or something. Because I graduate university at 22, and then I would have been at the job for a year, 2 years. Obviously, I would have been one of the first people to get laid off, and would have been on CERB right now. So if you don't know what CERB is, it's just the government sends you money. That's what they've been doing in Canada with Corona. And many countries have been doing this. In America as well, I think they're announcing a new one here, $1,200 a month. And so it's not fun to be on that. I mean, some people think it's cool, but good luck when that money stops, right? Yeah. Where in Norway are you staying? I'm in Oslo. I'm in the capital. I'm currently in confrontation with my old beliefs. I know that what I've been taught isn't true, but whenever I want to start my business, those beliefs come back. How do you handle it? I think that most people on this stream, and most people in general, especially the older you are, this applies more. Most people have these old beliefs that basically fuck them up, and every time they want to... Okay, so most people, they just walk through life and they're daydreaming. They're daydreaming of what their life could be if they took action, if they found the right business to start, if they got the right idea, if. But the truth is that it's not about the ifs, right? And anyway, like where I was going with that was with the ifs. Most people, they get those ifs in their head, and then they... right away, like some limiting belief. Okay, I can start an online business. If I want location independence, I want freedom. I can start an online business. I can do e-commerce. But e-commerce, it's too late. Isn't it too late to start e-commerce? Last night I was out. And I was just like walking around, and I was talking to a friend, and basically, I got this question a lot, and I think it's a question that I've been getting a lot just in general, especially this year, because so many people have reconsidered their life with Corona. They've reconsidered everything that they knew before, everything that they built up. For a lot of people, just kind of came crashing down. So a lot of people have been asking me this, I know e-commerce is booming and right now is the best time to start, but isn't it too late to start e-commerce? And every time I get that question in my mind, I laugh a little bit, because back when I was starting in 2016, I saw the potential, just like now. If you're starting right now, you see the potential. But there were still people, especially in YouTube comments, you got to stay away from that shit. Like YouTube comments, people like just couch potatoes, commenting. But there were people that were honestly thinking that it was too late to start e-commerce in 2016, and probably even in 2015, 2014, 2013. So the point is you got to ask yourself, look, there's going to be two people. One person, let's say in the next week, they both want to start an e-commerce business. One person starts and one person doesn't start. Well, that one person who starts, can they possibly succeed? Absolutely. It's within the realm of possibility if they actually start. What about the other person who doesn't start? Can they possibly succeed? No, because they didn't start. So will there be people who build $1 million e-commerce businesses or online businesses who start tomorrow, who start next week, who start next month, next year? Obviously, we are at the dawn of this technological revolution. It's a no-brainer. But people, like I said, those limiting beliefs, they screw people up so much, because, like I said, the older you are, it's like trying to teach what's the saying? Trying to teach a pig to fly or teach a pig to sing or something like that. You're not going to be able to do it, and you're just going to piss off the pig, because someone who doesn't want to learn, someone who doesn't want to make the change, because of those limiting beliefs, they want a better life. If you go up to anybody on the street and you ask them, hey, if I gave you $1 million tomorrow, would you take it? Absolutely. Who would say no? But, even though everybody wants $1 million, even though everybody wants financial freedom, everybody wants to live an amazing life, everybody wants to eat the best food, organic, the expensive stuff, everybody wants to drive nice, expensive cars, but only the 1%, the 0.1% get it. Why is that? Because there's a big difference. It's the mindset. It's those people that achieve that, they've conquered their limiting beliefs, and they didn't give themselves an option to fail. I didn't give myself an option to fail. I was like, I am going to become successful with e-commerce. I'm going to become successful with online business, bar none. I don't care if I have to I don't care if it takes me until I'm 50 years old. I'm going to keep launching products. I don't care. I'm going to enjoy it. I can launch 1 million products. I literally told myself, I can launch 1 million products one by one, 1,000 products, and I'm going to love it, because every single time I'm going to learn, and eventually I'm going to have freedom, and it's just a matter of time. And when you program your mind like that, nothing can stop you. It's the same with, I got this from Arnold Schwarzenegger, who basically he wrote, well, he didn't write the book. I think it was like a writer who wrote it, but his book Total Recall, which is his biography, amazing book. He talked about how he viewed his life, how he viewed bodybuilding, how he viewed just like his goals. And I actually listened to this tape a lot. It's on Spotify. Basically, there's a tape where Arnold talks about motivation and goal setting and having a vision, how important it is to have a vision. And one of the things he says in that tape is, he says, I'd go to the gym and I'd have a smile on my face even 2 hours into a workout. Like I'd be working out for 2 hours and I'd have a smile on my face doing my sets. And people would ask me, Arnold, like, how do you have a smile on your face working out? How do you have a smile on your face, being in the gym for so long and doing your sets? And Arnold said, well, because I'm not like those other guys, everyone else who like basically they all despise, they're all like, oh, I have to do another set. I have to do another like 1,000 reps of abs, or, I have to do like another three sets of abs or whatever. Right. So obviously it's like, if you literally give yourself no option, no choice but to succeed, knowing that whichever failures come, they'll come, right? They'll come no matter what. But at the end, is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, there is. Yes, there is, right? I guarantee you, every single person on this stream, you can be successful with online business. You can build a successful online business. If, like, I don't know, I think some people, they believe, no matter how many times I try, even if I launch 100 products, even if I try for like 50 years, there's still a possibility I might fail. No. Imagine where you'd be if you got into online business and e-commerce a year ago. Imagine where you'd be today. Imagine where you'd be if you started to read, if you started to study the success mindset, if you started to learn the secrets, but the way the brains of millionaires and billionaires work. If you started to study that a year ago, where would you be today? I guarantee you would have an income, you'd have an online business or something, and you would be in a better position. So Dan, what's the secret you may have but don't say us about business? I'm not sure what you're asking me, like in terms of the secret. There is no secret. The secret is, it's a few things. It's like hard work. Yeah, someone said, what the hell? It's too late. It's e-commerce. It never ends. Obviously, commerce never ends. I don't know. People, like I said, limiting beliefs, right? People are like, nah, Shopify's too saturated, da-da-da. It's easy to say that. It's like, it's easy for a fat person, okay? For a fat person who's like overweight, it's very easy for a fat person to say, it's too hard to work out. I'm just big boned. And I was born this way. I can't do anything about it. I'm 300 pounds, but I can't be fit. Like, it's not me. It's easy for a fat person to say that. But like, is that the truth? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can argue with me all day long, but is weight changeable? Yes. Can a fat person get fit? Yes. Will it be easy? No. But will it be excruciatingly hard? No. Maybe the first week, maybe the first time they get in the gym. Same thing with e-commerce, same thing with online business. Maybe your first product, it's going to be not the best. Obviously, your first product's not going to be good. It's going to be pretty shitty. But it will lead you towards success. It will lead you towards that product or that business, that brand that is actually going to give you the freedom that you are working for. I'm happy there are rational people on the stream. Like, it's so stupid when people say, like, oh, it's too late to start e-commerce. Da, 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 da. You make money from the course. Yes. Is there a problem with that? I think a lot of people, there's been like this built up frustration, which is normal. There's been this built up frustration of people online who, they either can't afford an online course or they choose not to buy it because they're like, I'm too good to buy an online course. Why would I pay for information even though people literally pay $50K, $100K for university? People have gotten frustrated, I think, certain people. And there will always be, no matter what, in life, there will always be the naysayers, the haters, the people who are kind of like, maybe not haters or naysayers, I would say more like, there are those people who refuse to allow negativity in their mind And that's the minority, and you can change, like you can become that. Like I became that. Before I never really paid attention to my thoughts. But nowadays, especially since so many people want to get into e-commerce, so many people want to start an online business, right? They're going on YouTube and they're seeing that like, oh, these guys are, selling courses. These guys are doing this and that. And for them, it's not like, it's part of humanity to be envious. It's part of humanity. We're all the same humans. We have the same 10,000-year-old brain. I'm going to make a video on that here soon, part of the mindset videos that I make on my channel. But basically, the way that, like, the reason why we have limiting beliefs, the reason why we have fear and we're afraid to start to do something, we're afraid to invest money that we can potentially lose, the reason why certain people hate on successful people, like, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but, have you ever seen, like, let's say some person driving a nice car like a Lamborghini, they're going down the street and you hear like some guy giving a snarky comment about like, must be daddy's money. Like, they're just saying, his dad's rich, right? Let's say if it's a young guy, right? Like no matter what you do in this life, no matter what you do, you will get shit for it, no matter what. There are so many examples. No matter what you do, you're going to get flack, you're going to get shit for it. And so basically my point is like, I don't know, it's just like, will you give yourself no other option than to succeed? That's it. Maxim said, recently lost a ton of weight. I've seen what consistency can do for a person. I'm in a part-time job. I can't wait to get out. I love your free course. I can't wait to get the course. Thank you. Awesome. Like, yeah, like people, the whole like fat shaming thing in society, like, oh, you can't fat shame. Why not? Why can't you fat shame? Why can't you tell, like if I'm in the gym, okay, I don't do this personally. I've never done this, but it's like objectively, if you see a person and they're fat, are they objectively fat? Of course, right? Being fat, unless if you really have like some kind of a health thing that makes you like that. I'm not aware of any, maybe, I don't know, but it's like, you have to be objective, Like, so the world has gotten so soft. The world has gotten to such a point where we lack so much discipline. 50 years ago, like today we're scared of this like Corona thing. 70 years ago, 75, 80 years ago, like half my family died fighting in wars. Half my family. And probably for many of you as well here. Like literally they had to go out and fight. They had no choice. They had almost no food. They had to go out and fight against the enemy and kill people. And now fat people can't, you can't like, you know what I mean? It's just like the world has gotten so soft. It blows my mind sometimes. Do I speak French? Yes, I speak French. Daniel, real inspiration. Thank you for being so open. Just want to ask, how do you manage your time? I'm just starting out with e-commerce and I still have a full-time job and I feel a bit stretched. That's a great question. Thank you very much. I love what I do. I love helping people. I love making these videos on YouTube and like this is my destiny. So, it makes me happy. Especially when I get great comments like this. About managing my time, it's actually a whole process. I'm inherently myself, one of my flaws is I'm bad with time management. As humans, we got strengths and we got weaknesses. And one of my biggest weaknesses is time management. It's always been. I've always had a problem with, coming late to things. And that's one of the reasons I couldn't hold a 9-to-5 job, to be honest with you, because I could never figure out how early I'd have to go, how early do I leave my house so that on that particular day, I would be able to make it to work with that day's traffic, because some days it would be like a 40-minute commute. Some days it'd be like a 1-hour commute. If it was a snowstorm, it's like impossible, 2 hours. And, for me, it was like, I didn't want to, I'm not the kind of person that's going to go 3 hours before. Right. So for me, time management is always an issue. Through entrepreneurship, which part of it is self-improvement, self-development, I've learned to become exceptionally good at it. And what I do is first, actually, I'm going to make a video on this. It's already in the pipeline. But basically, I'm about to do it after this live here because it's nighttime here in Norway. And I'm going to, I have this small notebook and I always plan tomorrow today, the day before. I write down what time I'm going to wake up and what I'm going to do during the day. Literally 5:45 a.m. wake up, which is when I wake up. 5:45 a.m. wake up, 5:45 to 6:45 a.m. morning routine plus eat breakfast. 6:45 a.m. to 7:15 a.m. Write down goals and visualizations. So that's like my whole visualization and goals that I do. I've been doing that for 4 years. By the way, every single thing that I've written down, I got. Every single thing. I posted about this on my Instagram, and I had so many people that told me, thank you so much for sharing your goal setting. Thank you so much for sharing your visualization, how you write down your vision and your whole process, because I've gotten everything that I've written down. You see, if you take action, if you actually choose to believe, and if you choose to like, instead of being this like in this like stuck in this like I don't know if I can succeed, I don't know if I instead of being like basically like just like whining, a whiny baby, you actually go after success and you give yourself no choice. You're like, yes, I will be successful. I'm already successful. It's just a matter of like time. You force time to catch up, then it just happens. It happens. It's a rule of life. It's a rule of life. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, time management. Yeah. So I plan tomorrow today. And then there's a whole thing. There's a whole like process. I also do I don't just plan tomorrow today. Like I also prioritize my projects because I got so many things. Got 1,000,001 things. Running a multi-million-dollar company with 15 employees and also e-commerce brands and things like that. Like several businesses. Like I have a lot of things I have to manage. I have investments and just a lot of stuff on my plate. So for me, being able to prioritize my projects, and I do that, I basically assign I write down everything I have to do, and I assign a priority from 1 to 10, and then I look at like the 10s and the 9s, and then I put that on a calendar, like a at a glance calendar, and then that's what I use to plan out my tomorrow today. Thank you a lot. Absolutely, no problem. I'm 36 years old. I've learned a lot from you. Awesome. Okay. Someone said thyroid issues are a problem that can cause you to gain weight. Yeah, but you can fix thyroid issues. You can fix it. Take some iodine. You can fix thyroid issues. It's not a problem. Okay, so I guess now I'm going to answer the question of Shopify versus Amazon. Which one should you start? And so I figured, okay, instead of me going on like a 20-minute whole spiel about, this and that, pros and cons, we already know what Shopify is. We already know what Amazon is. I decided to just put together a quiz. There's going to be a quiz down below. It's going to take 30 seconds of your time, and it's going to give you a very simple, easy answer so that you can commit. It's not even about which business model. The truth is that no matter how much starting money you have, you can succeed at either or. You can succeed at either or. If you're going to start e-commerce, there's no reason why you can't succeed at Shopify. There's no reason why you can't succeed at Amazon. But like people get stuck because they find it's just the subconscious mind. It's like protecting you, That's the job of the subconscious mind. So people get stuck at these very simple crossroads. They're like, which one do I do, Shopify or Amazon? And they kind of use that as an excuse not to start because they're like, 3 months later, 6 months later, I'm still thinking about which one do I start, Shopify or Amazon, right? So to basically kind of like drill it in your head, like here's the one you should do, go, begin. There's going to be a quiz down below. It's from Econ Freedom, from my company, and it's www.econfreedom.com/quiz, I believe. It's going to be in the description. So you can go take the quiz. It's going to take 30 seconds of your time, and it's going to tell you which one you should do. And it's basically based on how much starting budget you have and your interests. So whether you want to really focus on like finding the best product, because that matters more with Amazon, or you want to focus more on kind of like branding and learning advertising and marketing, because that is much more with Shopify. That's like what you have to do, especially at the beginning. Eventually, no matter which one you do, Shopify or Amazon, both of them kind of merge into one. At that point, when you have like a successful brand, you are going to have presence. You're going to have your products on Amazon. You're going to have your products on Shopify. So, it's not like they're mutually exclusive. At the beginning, yes, maybe, but later on, no. I lost the chat. Where's the? Oh, here it is. Okay. I have an invention idea. What shall I do from here? Okay, so I was also when I was starting with entrepreneurship, I was also like, maybe I should invent something. Maybe I should start the next Uber, Airbnb, whatever, right? And like basically, I read this from the entrepreneurship books that I was reading at the time. I read this one thing, which was like, okay, instead of trying to go and trying to basically like reinvent the wheel and trying to start a brand new idea, brand new business, which inherently carries a high amount of risk, right? There's a very high risk when you start a new business with a new idea that's unproven, that you don't know. Right? Instead of doing that, why don't you just follow in the footsteps of success and innovate your way out of there to a level where you have like something that is better in that particular niche or target market than like anybody else selling, right? So basically my point is like, if at the time, for me, I was telling myself, okay, do I want to build $1 billion business right now? No, for me, I just need to get freedom first. That's what you need. You need to achieve freedom first. If you work in a 9-to-5 job that you hate, and 95% of people don't like their jobs, at least I think in America, but I'm pretty sure worldwide, you need to get to freedom first. Don't think about, the next Uber, Airbnb, the next invention. And the best way, the most proven way to get to freedom is to start a simple business that's working for people. And I recommend e-commerce. I think that e-commerce is definitely the best business by far to start today because of the fact there's no other business where you can start with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 for your inventory and then turn that into a 6-figure plus or 7-figure business. There is no other business. I mean, you know how much it costs to start like a retail business, right? It's enormous. I think the average cost to start a McDonald's, just as an example, is $1 million. You need to have $1 million in net worth to open up a McDonald's franchise. And I think it's like $500K for Subway, and that's just the franchise example. But yeah, with the internet, since we're still living during the dawn of the internet, it's still like early. It's early, period. It's really early. So when it's early, that's when you can really start with a low amount of money and turn it into something huge, especially using your talents and strengths. Obviously, you need the right knowledge, and that's where courses and training comes in, and mentorship, which we offer. The links are down below, by the way. That's what my company does. We help people start successful e-commerce businesses, and we help them go from 0 to freedom to 6 and 7 figures per year with Amazon, FBA, and Shopify. And yeah, we've done very successfully. We have the best programs out there by far. We got tons of success stories. I haven't done a success interview in quite a while because my whole channel is filled with them, but I think I'm going to do a few coming up in a few months because it's great. I think it's great to share. For some reason I was just like, maybe people are tired of it, but it inspires people. So yeah. Who is your idol? Not Bill Gates, Musk, Bezos, Buffett, or Alibaba. Why can't they be my idols? No, I don't think they're my idols. I'd have to think about that. Definitely I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of my idols, but not in everything. I'm only taking certain aspects of his life, I don't think you should idolize anybody. I think that the only person you should idolize is yourself. You should work on yourself. Why should I idolize someone when I can build up Dan Vass? Same with you, right? Why, do you think actors, there was just this video of Tom Cruise doing a stunt on a train. He was just literally sitting on the side of a train here in Norway. And I think Tom Cruise is now in Norway, doing filming for Mission Impossible. And there was literally a video of just people driving, and they see Tom Cruise on a trains going at high speed, and he's just chilling, smiling, he's just hey, no problem, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Do you think Tom Cruise idolizes anybody? I don't think so. I think the only person he idolizes is himself. So, and I'm not saying superiority complex. You do need to have a little bit of it if you want to rise past other people in this life. And you know what? We live in a competitive, the nature of humanity is it's competitive, right? It's, we're not all equal. We're not, right? We all have different strengths. We all have different abilities. And there's a reason why the cashier at McDonald's makes $15 an hour and Jeff Bezos is a billionaire, right? There's a reason. Someone said, now the best business is selling course and mentorship. So again, like I said, it's again with the classic, the people that say this that are it's natural for people to say this because they're like, the people that are making money with e-commerce, they're selling courses and mentorships. They're not like, and those people, they're just really, they've given up. They've given up. What do people say? I'm really religious with going to the gym. I'm really religious with my fitness, and like I have certain goals. And so, I've seen this a lot. I've been lifting in the gym for a while, being on the fitness journey for a while, during my whole entrepreneurship journey too, which sometimes took away from it. But I've seen, one of the common things I've seen is they start going to the gym. They have a lot of motivation, whatever. They start lifting, and then they're not committing 100%. Maybe they're not tracking their calories. They're not getting enough protein, for example. They're not like properly going at it with 110%. And so then they see that, like, go to the gym once, they're not like, it was a bad workout. The next time they go to the gym, their weights aren't increasing, and so that keeps happening. And then their motivation gets lost, and they say, oh, you know what? Screw this. The only people that can really get ripped, the only people that can really get fit are those that take steroids. Same thing. Same exact analogy. That's why so many people nowadays, and it's this like rise of like these people who, they're just like, I'm not going to do e-commerce. I'm not going to start an online business. And they're on here on my live and they're like, the only way to make money is courses and mentorship. Good luck to you if you want to start selling a course and a mentorship. Do you think it's easy? Do you think it's easy to do this? Do you think it's easy to go live or to make consistent videos? You know how many videos I have? I think I have 450 or 500 videos. It takes talent. And, one of the things that has changed my life is I read the book Reality Transurfing. You have to walk through your own door in life. And a lot of times, I've seen this in my own life. Like, I've seen people where they try to copy doing what I'm doing because they're like, I can also do this. I can also make money selling courses and things, and like making YouTube videos, for example. They tried to copy me exactly. And I'm talking about like close friends, and they epically failed. Because it wasn't their door. And now as soon as they, realize that, okay, wait a second, like, this is not what I should be doing. I should be doing this. Instead, I should be doing, I don't know, whatever. Like, everyone has got their own thing, right? You got to follow your own door. You got to walk through your own door, right? So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, no matter what in life, you're gonna get hated on. Basically, all you can do is you can just walk past the naysayers with a smile on your face as they watch you in envy and jealousy and in awe at the marvelous life that you're living and the marvelous success that you've had, and the freedom that you're able to experience. So it's a little bit about that. I lost the chat. Where's the chat? Oh, there it is. Do Facebook ads play a major role in your process? Depends. If it's Shopify, then yeah, for sure. Obviously, you're going to need to run some ads, but you don't need to run Facebook ads. Like, there's tons of different ad traffic or sources that you want to that you can use, like Shopify. With Facebook ads, Google ads, like PPC. There's a lot of things. How do you find your own door? Great question. I would recommend reading Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. Great book. It will really help you. How would you advertise personalized art print on demand? Before I answer this question, we have to start with why would anyone want to buy your personalized print on demand art, right? The world doesn't work like that. The world doesn't work in the way if I went and like bought some canvas and I drew flowers on it and I tried selling it, no one would buy my flowers. First of all, I would suck at it. Okay. Second of all, it doesn't solve anyone's needs. No one needs my flower drawings, right? So that's my answer to that question. You need to sell something that people want. You need to sell something that will fulfill a need in a certain market. So, Dan, can you expose who the fake gurus are? To be honest with you, I don't know anyone else in this industry. I obviously I see people, but I don't watch any YouTube, and I don't follow anyone because I only basically on YouTube I only go on, I post my videos. The only people that I do watch are like some like fitness people. I don't watch any entrepreneurship stuff on YouTube because I believe that I've got the best entrepreneurship content, and I truly know that that's my life purpose. And so I don't know. I don't know who fake gurus or not fake gurus are, or whatever. I just focus on my own success. I think that's the best thing to do. Hey Dan, I finally get to watch you live. So excited. You've inspired me to start this journey. Baby steps. My question, thoughts on online arbitrage on Amazon? Why are most categories so restricted? Yeah, so I'm going to get some water while I'm going to take a sip here, and I'm going to tell you about online arbitrage and my opinion on. There's a reason why I've basically taught, or I've done personally, like private labeling and not arbitrage since I started, because arbitrage, I'll explain what it is in a sec. I have to explain it first. So basically, online arbitrage is, okay, you go to Walmart, you're in the discount bin, okay, you know, like where all the discounted DVDs are or whatever, like the products. You have your Amazon app, and you're scanning the barcodes, and you're trying to see if, okay, I can buy this thing at Walmart for $5, and I see it selling on Amazon for 20 or 30, and I can just put it on Amazon, buy it at Walmart, and make the profit. The problem with arbitrage is it's not a business, right? So even if, think about it, what's the best case scenario? You find a bunch of products that, like, you know, you can like put up on Amazon and make some money, right? Okay, you might make like what, $1,000, $2,000 in profit, but you're just giving yourself another part-time, full-time job. You have to go back to Walmart and you have to keep hunting for those bargains, right? I don't like that. So that's why I've always focused on building an actual business that, like, where you have basically automated income. There's no such thing as automated income, but you know, you're not selling your time for money. With arbitrage, you're still selling your time for money because you have to put in the time to find the deals, right? You have to put in the time, and it's not like you find one deal and then it's up and running and it's making you money. No, it's not like an Amazon listing where you put it up and it's making you money as long as your product remains the best, right? So that's why I don't like arbitrage. Did you start YouTube for money? Actually, no. My first YouTube channel was not at all about entrepreneur. It was before this, and it became very successful. I've done YouTube since I was 15 years old, by the way. And yeah, it was very successful. And so when I started entrepreneurship, it was just natural for me to share my journey. I didn't want to just be on my computer doing e-commerce and not kind of like talking, you know, it was always part of my nature to, I guess, talk in a camera, share with people with, you know, I guess my life, and just like, you know, I don't know, create content. It was always part of it. And so, you know, that's why I did YouTube. And it was only later on where enough people, I kind of built up that following, and people asked me, they're like, hey, can you please make a course on this on Amazon? And I looked at what's out there, and I'm like, yep, I can definitely make a better course and cheaper. And I did. And if, you know, I've done this. I think I've been the one here that has, I guess, stood the test of time. If you look at any other, if I looked at all the other kind of YouTubers that started with me, none of them are still around. Like, I'm one of the only ones. I think I'm the only one left, right? My YouTube channel, I've been making videos for like 4 years. Believe me, if I did this for money, I would have stopped long ago. I would have stopped so long ago. I would have stopped in my first like 10 months. Because by then, you know, I already made a significant amount of money from YouTube and from basically like selling Amazon Freedom and helping people with that. I would have stopped long ago, but I'm still here because I'm not going anywhere. I love what I do, and my mission is to build the #1 platform in the world to help people live better lives. That's it. And as part of that, you know, it's natural to, I know that it's natural to get a lot of shit. It's natural to get a lot of people who hate you because you are living such an epic life, and they've given up on their dreams. And they can too. You know, it's not like they can't. Everybody can. But they've given up on their dreams, so it's like crabs in a bucket, you know? They're trying to pull everyone else down. Yes, I speak French, man. You asked me like 10 times. I speak French, yes. Is it too late to get a product ready for Q4? I wouldn't aim for Q4. I would just aim to get the business up and running. And if it can get in Q4, awesome. But if it can't, then it's fine. Don't think about the get rich quick mentality, because believe me, it's not that good. It's not that great to make a bunch of money in 1 month and then not have any money, not have a business after that. What will really make you happy is consistent freedom. And how to get consistent freedom is to have a business that is making you a predictable amount of revenue and is making a predictable amount of sales every month, and it's continuing to do that. So you got to get that get rich quick mentality out of there, because the longer you have that, the longer you're not going to be rich. Do you manifest? Yes, I do manifest. Yeah. Chris says, I purchased your Amazon Freedom course and haven't finished the course till today. But by the way, I released this the first version of the course. Now it's completely different. It's updated for 2021. But I guess Chris purchased this in 2017. He said, I knew you were in it for the long run. That's why I invested my money back then. Yeah. I mean, look, still around. Look at everyone else. They're gone with all their Lamborghinis and whatever the hell they were doing, right? That's why I never got into that. For me, it was always freedom, and I always wanted to kind of broadcast this voice of freedom online, and talk about online business, the internet, entrepreneurship. Yeah, okay. People are asking about the courses about Econ Freedom. So Econ Freedom is our company, and there's myself. There's Scott, who's a $1 million Amazon FBA seller. He's been selling for 5 years. There's Josh, who's a $1 million Shopify seller. Actually, they both have brands that sell on both. So it's not like they only do Amazon or Shopify. So there's us three, and then there's a bunch of others as well. I've got obviously customer service and things like that. But basically, we have 2 courses: one for Shopify, one for Amazon. The Amazon one is called Econ Freedom Amazon FBA. The Shopify one is called Shopify Freedom. The links for those are down below. And basically, the courses are designed for you to get from $0 to $10,000 per month. Because $10,000 per month, I call it the freedom number. It's enough money where you can live a great life. And I'm talking $10,000 per month, at least in sales. Profit obviously is better, but even in sales, if you buy a program for $500 or $1,000 and you get to $10,000 a month, that's a crazy ROI, right? And that's how much profit, it's going to be between $3,000 and $5,000 profit per month if it's 10K revenue. And if it's 10K profit, it's 10K profit, right? Every month. So basically, yeah, those links are down below. They're actually, the reason why they cost different is because the Amazon one, actually, why? So the Shopify one is $497. The Amazon one is $999, and it's going up to $1,200. So actually, both courses, we're planning on getting both of them up to $1,200. And the reason for that is because the value, once you actually get in, you'll see the way that I created it, the way that we created it. It's by far the best. I mean, the amount of results that we've gotten, the amount of mentorship in there, the amount of information, the amount of support, it's mind-blowing. And yeah, so they're both going up to $1,200. Amazon one was recently updated. I basically refilmed the entire thing. You also get updates for life, which is crazy because in 5 years you can come back, you still get updates for it for free. It's not like you have to pay. And yeah, so that's what it is. So depending on which one you want to learn, Amazon FBA, Shopify, we got two of the best programs out there. Everybody else, it's pretty much a copy, or it's way more expensive for worse information and no mentorship. People are asking, what's the mentorship? Yeah, so you get unlimited one-on-one Facebook messaging with, if it's the Amazon, then it's with Scott. If it's with, who's a $1 million Amazon seller, if it's with Shopify, it's with Josh. And you get mentorship with me. So we do a bi-weekly call where we get on and then you talk via microphone with me one-on-one for up to 15 minutes every 2 weeks. And you get that for life. So I used to do the Facebook chat mentorship myself for both programs, but that was years ago. Obviously, at this point, we've scaled much past that. We have so many members. Yeah, this is the best system that we found, and it works great. So yeah, the links for those are down below, and the prices of both are going to go up to $1,200. For Amazon one, for both, for the Amazon one, definitely before the end of the year, because that one was just updated, and then for the Shopify one, it's updated as well for 2020. We will be filming a 2021 update as well soon, but that one will also be $1,200. So like, because I told myself like 500 is too, the quality of people we were getting compared to the value you got in the course, it was the people that you get at the 500, it's not, they don't invest a lot of time into it, right? They kind of just buy it and a week later they kind of forget about it. So yeah. How do you shortcut the China supplier chain, which is a pain in the ass? Well, you can always go with a US supplier. Yeah, you can go with it. There's nothing stopping you from there doing that. But like US suppliers are better for certain things and Chinese suppliers are better for other things. So are you reading books right now? Yes, I'm always reading. Which ones am I reading right now? From the top of my head, I'm reading How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I kind of reread this one once per year. So every time I read it, I learn something new. That's an amazing book. I think just a few book recommendations overall. The One Thing by Gary Keller, Unscripted by MJ DeMarco. I'm coming out with my own book. I'm going to be writing the book. Like I started writing it kind of like a year ago, but it's been a work in progress. So I want to kind of come out with a book that will show people the amazing life they can live with online business and with the opportunities of the internet. So I'm going to be writing that. I'm probably going to release that early next year. So super excited about that. So I'm going to make sure that you guys are able to get that book. So yeah, how long have we been on? Is it worth it for an Australian to do the course? Yes. So Econ Freedom, the way that we have our program set up, it's worldwide. So anyone in the world, like we address specifically your country, and you'll see how we do it. So it doesn't matter if you're Australian, American, Canadian, European, French, Norwegian, even Chinese, anybody, Indian. So we got members from all over the world. I think over a lot of countries, but yeah. And then also we just released the Econ Freedom MBA. So we're uploading the videos now. And what that is with every single course purchase, you get an entire, basically it's like, I went and I recorded this extra course for free, and I included it with the program, which explains what you need to do for your country where you live in terms of taxes, bookkeeping, accounting, hiring people, like making an LLC, how to make an LLC, when do I do it? So everything that's covered in business school, basically we covered in a condensed version here, and you'll probably learn more than you would learn going to business school in this Econ Freedom MBA. We include that for free with every course purchase. So you'll see that there's a ton in there that will really help you move forward and achieve success. Will I translate the book? Yeah, for sure. I want to. I'm going to translate it. my goal is to get it, get it to a New York Times best-selling kind of book. So I'll get it translated for sure. All languages, everybody. Okay, I've been on here for a pretty long time. So to answer the question of Shopify versus Amazon, like I said, it's really a question that holds people back when in fact you could be successful with both, no matter what even your starting budget is really. Because the idea of a starting budget, I don't like that. I think that you can always, the amount of money you have in your bank isn't your starting budget, right? If you have a job, well, your starting budget is your paycheck. If you have access to credit, right? If you're responsible with credit, obviously if you're irresponsible with credit, then don't use the credit. But the idea of a starting budget, it's just kind of like the will. It's more about your will, and which one are you willing to succeed more with, Shopify or Amazon? So there's going to be a quiz down below as well. You can go, it's completely free. It takes 30 seconds of your time, the Econ Freedom quiz, and it's going to tell you which one you should do, Amazon FBA or Shopify. Otherwise, thank you so much for being on this live. I'll see you next weekend on Saturday. Going to be doing another live, so we do a weekly. Probably next week, and I'll have Josh or Scott from our team, who are $1 million Amazon and Shopify sellers, and they're the ones that help with the mentorship and coaching. Going to have them on, one of them or both, we'll see, and we'll answer your questions. So thank you so much for being on. It's been great. Follow me on Instagram, Dan Vass. I post awesome content on there, and pretty motivational stuff. And otherwise, like I said, it's all about your will to succeed. If you want to succeed, if you're willing to do anything, if you're willing to pay the price, you will succeed no matter what. And you have to understand that no matter what you do, you will get haters. You will get people who have their egos hurt by what you do. And that's completely normal. It's life. It's life. There's a reason why, the guy who's driving a shitty Honda Civic is going to be mad pissed at the guy who's right beside him driving a nice Mercedes or Audi or Ferrari or Bentley or whatever, Rolls Royce, right? And I'm gonna say, not all, but in that specific situation, right? There's a reason why the guy will be like, wow, it's a nice car. I'm driving this shitty Civic. We're humans, right? But the point is that you can have the great life. You can achieve it, but you have to learn like the principles. You have to learn adopt the success mindset. I did. I didn't come from money. I am fucking self-made from zero, and nothing can take that away from me. So if you don't come from money, it's the greatest asset that you can possibly have. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll see you next weekend.